you are welcome here. Whether your heart is troubled or at peace, you are welcome here. Whether you are searching, visiting, or just curious. Whether you come today with confidence or trepidation. Whatever your hair color, skin color, family background, sexual identity, or orientation, you are welcome to bring your whole self. We made a clearing in this forest to gather inspiration. We built these walls to remove barriers to justice. We built this roof to illuminate the light of truth.
At the beginning of each one of our Sunday worship services together, we light this chalice, the symbol of our free religious heritage. It is also symbolic of the spark, the inner light, the deep and soulful energy that exists within each and every one of us. Please consider how you nurture your inner light so that it not only serves you, but that it is also shared with everyone that you come into contact with.
Wellsprings is a little different in that we actually had a full-time minister before we even had one congregant. And that was made possible by funding from external sources, including an initial congregational organizing grant from Chalice Lighters. And what that enabled us to do was think beyond the 10 of us that were on the organizing committee and really think about the next step. The people that we didn't know yet, but that who would really benefit from what we had to offer the world.
We came to Wellsprings in search of a spiritual home. We were diverse spiritual background, my wife and I, and our children were starting to ask about what is church, who is Jesus from their friends at school, and trying to figure it out. And we thought we would need some place to help us with those conversations, those topics.
I would say the most important thing about a grant like that is that it enables a congregation like UUCD to get off the ground and get started. It's a bit of a catch-22 if you don't have some funding to get things started in a strong way. You're not going to attract a congregation and members to help you support the church into the future.
We were sort of like gypsies in the early days. We would load everything into the trunks of our car, and each week we'd go to a location, we'd unload our hymnals, etc., set up a worship space, an RE space, and then give our worship service, and then at the end of it, pack it all away. We didn't even have a storage closet at the beginning. One of the things that was consistent, and again through the Chalice Lighter grant money, is that we had money to pay for an RE coordinator and money to help with our early minister.
Without that, we wouldn't have as much ability to attract good people, to have a good minister, to bring the people in to enable us to become more self-sufficient in the future.
You know, we're not big in numbers, but I think we get along well with each other because it's hard to find people like us.
We wouldn't be here if it weren't for the Chalice Lighter grants and the kind of vision at the JPD that to get a congregation started in this area.
The Chalice Lighters money was really important just to help us get the kinds of things we needed, whether they were hymnals or whether they were just supplies to start to function as a, as a church.
All those small things that in a tight budget are the ones that get eliminated because we have to pay the rent, we have to pay this.
Well, after we had purchased the land and built the building, we were basically tapped out. And we were looking to begin services, and we literally had no seating. So a Chalice Lighter grant came through at a time when we weren't sure what the next step would be as far as how to welcome people with a nice space with chairs. So with the grant, we were able to purchase chairs for our worship space.
I had the privilege and honor to present a grant to Church of the Restoration in Philadelphia. It is for AV equipment, and they were so thrilled to have this. That kind of energy that you get when you receive a grant as a congregation really just keeps the positive momentum going and really helps grow Unitarian Universalism.
Well, one of the biggest challenges of small congregations, of course, is meeting the budget.
The Chalice Lighter grant was actually essential for Wellsprings Board of Trustees to create the position. So I am privileged and honored to be the first person ever hired as DRE at Wellsprings.
You're not only helping a congregation, but you're also helping the faith.
I'm in the 5th grade, and I've been coming here since I was 4 or 5. We used to have small groups. We'd be mixed with a bunch of people of different ages, and it was harder because the older kids had to be with us younger kids. But now with more kids, and we get to talk more and share more ideas, but we're at the same age level.
You get to meet different people that are diverse from you, and you can have fun and meet friends, and you can learn about kindness and thankfulness.
Wellsprings congregation is very grateful to the Chalice Lighters program. Without Chalice Lighters, we could not have accomplished what we've accomplished. And we see great things for our future and for the future of Unitarian Universalism.
You know, the announcement would be made that we got this Chalice Lighters grant, the applause would go out, and the energy would be renewed, and it would give us that strength to move on to the next step. It was really critical.
For me personally, it was just very exciting to, be one of the little seeds that was growing UUism, and every time I get the reminder, I enjoy thinking that I'm some part of it spreading and growing out there in the world.
And if we don't build the faith and grow in that area, we aren't going to be talking about Unitarian Universalism except in history books.
The fundamental was not only the Chalice Lighters stepped in at critical times of our congregation's development. I mean, times when our energy level was so low, not just our funds, but our energy level, that Chalice Lighters was a reminder that there's a broader UU world out there and that the district was behind us.
It's a great opportunity for people to participate, so it's a great way for us as individuals to give our gifts. And it's a great way as a congregation to improve what we're trying to do.
I sort of have a vision of the kind of church structure and community that I would want to have for my kids. And what better way to see that come to fruition than to be part of it.
Each and every individual whose congregation has benefited from a Chalice Lighter grant should know the importance of becoming a Chalice Lighter and to give back and help others succeed as well.
It's amazing how the combination of a whole bunch of small actions can culminate in something really, truly amazing and great.
It's safe to say Wellsprings wouldn't be what it is today without the Chalice Lighters grants. It's probable that Wellsprings wouldn't be here at all without the Chalice Lighter grant.
If it wasn't for the Chalice Lighter grants, we would absolutely 110% not be here today.